Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to be introducing Knack two-factor authentication, which is now available for all accounts, pro plans and up. So we're going to take a look at how you manage your security and add that second factor of authentication to protect your data and your business in a little bit more of a secure way. Two-factor authentication is no longer a nice to have, it's expected. SMBs, personal users, agencies, a lot of folks typically will require two-factor authentication, whether it's for their internal security policy or if it's client policy or even regulated compliance frameworks like HIPAA or SOC 2. Before we get started, just wanted to talk a little bit about what that is for folks that are starting to learn. And typically, the first factor of authentication would be your username and your password. So it's something that you're always going to know, like that password. And now we're adding the second factor, which is something you have that might be this time-sensitive code that's going to be generated on an Authenticator app within your phone or device. And you're it's a time-sensitive code that you get and use that during the authentication process. So let's go ahead and take a look real quickly and what it looks like to set this up. It's pretty simple. So if I go into the app here and in my flexible CRM app and I go into settings and then user logins, I'll go over to two-factor authentication. In this case, I've already got it enabled. I could disable it easily for all users. And then I would have to enable it again. So it's really just one click in here to go ahead and enable two-factor authentication for all those users of the system, whether you're just an end user or a builder. So we will go ahead and do that. And then that enables it for everyone. You also have the flexibility. If we go into the user table here and I scroll over, you can see we now have a table for two-factor authentication. You can go ahead and toggle it on yes or no for individual users. So if there's a certain set of pages or data that you want to protect and you only want it to protect with two-factor authentication for certain users, you've got that flexibility. So which is nice ultimately to be able to customize that as needed. And then just to give you a quick view here on the two-factor authentication that we're talking about. Here I've got, down at the bottom here, my Knack app. So I've authenticated to the system. I've taken the QR code and now I have Knack in my Authenticator app area with Authy, and I get this code which is generated. I put that code in after I enter my password, and then I'm able to ultimately access the system. So, it's pretty powerful, and ultimately it's something that, you can go out to the main section here and take a look at how that would play out with the two-factor authentication in your account. Here is where the end user will go ahead and download that QR code, get themselves connected to one of these Authenticator apps, and then add that second bit of one-time password authentication to make your system more secure. So, really powerful. There are some special cases if you're already using SSO. That SSO provides its own secure logins. You might not need this capability, but if you have a user that uses a device, ultimately you can just disable and re-enable that two-factor authentication once they get their new device to make sure that it remains secure with your Knack application. So please visit our help center to learn more as we roll out this new capability. It's available for pro plans as up. If you're on a trial or a starter plan, you want to get access to this, just go and upgrade, and you'll be able to take some steps to get this enabled quickly and easily. So thanks for joining us today, and any questions you can also reach out to customer support. I'm excited to get this live. Thank you.